85mm focal length is known as ideal focal length for portrait photography, and only until recently 85mm lenses were expensive and out of reach of a lot of photographers. I'm talking about f1.4 85s here. There are few to choose from, but this is different. This is a brand new Viltrox 85mm f1.4 Pro full frame lens for Sony E-mount cameras. This is a lens that can compete quality-wise directly with Sigma Art and Sony GM for the fraction of the cost of those lenses. Viltrox used to be a brand that nobody was talking about. Since they have launched their Pro and Lab lines of lenses, they've started competing with the big boys, and now their lenses are very desirable. This is one of them for sure. Is this a lens worth buying? Is this a lens for you? Keep watching and I'll show you why I think this is the best 85mm the money can buy right now. I have been shooting with it for a few months now and I am very impressed with everything this lens produces. But before we get into it, just a quick ask: if you enjoy this review or my reviews in general, please consider subscribing. It means more to me than you know. Of course, it helps the channel to grow, but honestly, it lets me know that you are enjoying my content and also gives me the motivation to keep going. And just so you know, all the photo examples in this video were edited using my own Adobe Lightroom presets, which are available to buy via the link in the description below. Viltrox Pro line of lenses, which this belongs to, firstly had 60mm, which I am a huge fan of. Then they have released 27 and 75mm f1.2 APS-C lenses, and now this 85. All of them exceptional quality, so I was suspecting that we are for a treat here too, and I was not wrong. Performance. This lens is on fire. The sharpness and autofocus in general are excellent, way above average. Combine that with the 85mm natural perspective and superb subject to background separation and you get really nice looking bokeh. Bokeh is the blurred part of the photo. Different lenses render this differently and this is really good. Full of character and really pleasing to the eye. I'd say that it is very similar to what Sony G Master lenses create. 85mm, as I said earlier, is a focal length really suitable for portrait photography. It creates really nice and that natural perspective. And look, I have shot lots of portraits with it wide open at f1.4 and I had zero problems with it. The eye tracking and the sharpness are superb every time. I dare to say it is a lens that is hard to take a bad photo with. The minimum focusing distance is standard for lenses like this, 79cm. You can get really cool looking close-ups with this focal length. Closer you get to your subject and further your subject is away from the background, more you get of that shallow depth of field and that separation. Viltrox were the first lens manufacturer I have seen that have managed to totally get chromatic aberration under control. There's some visible here, but so little that it's not even worth mentioning. Flaring is also superbly under control, no unpredictable look or behavior at all. On top of that, the lens performs consistently well across different lighting conditions, maintaining excellent contrast and natural colors without any weird shifts. It handles tricky backlit or low light scenes with ease, giving you reliable results every time. Generally speaking, this is a top-tier pro-level performance lens that delivers superb results on all fronts, and for the price it costs, a total steal, but about that in just a minute. Video performance, very responsive autofocus, 99% silent and accurate. There is some focus bleeding visible. Rare to not see it, especially with a lens with a focal length like this. It's not unusual and certainly not a deal breaker for most of people shooting video. It delivers that elusive cinematic look with ease. Maybe it's not the best lens choice for run and gun scenarios as there is no stabilization built in, and keeping it steady handheld might be a little bit of challenge, but if you can use a tripod or have in fact really steady hands, this delivers really nice looking video too. Built just as other Pro Viltrox lenses, this is built beautifully. A little bit on heavy side, weighing 800 grams, a little bit heavier than both Sigma or Sony GM2 lenses. Manual aperturing with a switch to switch the clicking on or off. Changing the aperture manually delivers really smooth changes of aperture when filming, but it makes some funny electronic and rattling noises from inside of the lens when doing so. not loud enough to be a problem. Standard AF/MF switch and programmable focus hold button, a filter thread of 77mm, weather sealing and tough plastic and metal construction. Same as with their previous lenses, the focusing motor moves when the lens is not attached to the camera or camera is switched off. A lot of people have been asking about this before. It sounds like there is something wrong with the lens when it isn't. It makes rattling sound and you can feel something move inside when you tilt the lens. This is normal. I wouldn't shake it violently, but it's simply a focusing motor switched off. As soon as you switch the camera on, it engages and everything is normal. The lens comes with a solid big lens hood and it has got USB-C socket built in. This is to connect a lens to the computer to install future firmware updates, but also to connect the lens to external power, like power bank, to install the firmware via the Viltrox app wirelessly, which is very handy. Price and who this lens is for. Apart from exceptional optical quality, this is what really makes this lens special. The price. £569 here in UK or $598 in US. This is a very good price for a f1.4 85mm prime. It is so good that realistically the only competition it has got right now is from Sigma Art, costing nearly double, and Sony GM2 costing 3 times more than this. This makes this lens an excellent value for money. Accessible pro-grade 85mm portrait lens. Who's it for? Easily a lens for a portrait or a wedding photographer who is not a lens snob. Yes, Sigma and Sony lenses are excellent, but do you really need to spend so much more on the lens? The price of it makes it more affordable when you want to add a high quality 85mm to your kit after spending all your hard-earned cash on other lenses first. This is a perfect lens for street photography. It gives you a little bit more room to capture great looking photos without being in someone's face. Product or close-up photography, it is not a macro lens, it's not trying to be one, but this focal length allows you to get close enough to your subject to capture stunning looking, shallow depth of field close-up photos or videos. If you are thinking of buying this lens, check out my 5% discount code in the description below. Conclusion, this lens has surprised even me. For portraits, it's stupid sharp, autofocus sticks like glue, colors pop, and that bokeh really beautiful and full of character. Yes, the lens is a bit chunky and you'll see a touch of focus breathing in video, but seriously, at £569 or $598, I can live with that. Sigma Art costs almost double, Sony GM2 triple, and real world situations, you are not giving up much here, maybe nothing at all. Rumor is that Viltrox is entering E-mount alliance soon, and this lens would be a game changer on Lumix cameras. Let's hope so. Anyway, we're gonna see this in E-mount soon. Who should grab it? Any photographer or filmmaker who wants that creamy 85mm look without selling a kidney. If you're not bothered about the fancy badge on your lens, this thing punches way above its price. If you just want a lens that delivers beautiful images, this one is a no-brainer. Bottom line, Viltrox has properly joined the grown-ups with this one. It's the best bang for buck 85mm you can buy right now, and in my bag, it's staying. Highly recommended. And that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you.